The film opens in 1982, inside the old Freddy's Pizza restaurant, where a young girl named Charlotte sits quietly in her usual spot, observing the lively atmosphere around her. She's soon approached by another little girl who insists Charlotte follow her so she can introduce her to her friends. Charlotte hesitates, convinced she won't be welcome, but after some gentle persuasion, she agrees. While the two girls walk, Charlotte glances toward a corner of the restaurant and freezes. She witnesses William Afton, fully suited in his performer costume, luring a child away. Horrified, Charlotte rushes to alert a nearby adult, but he brushes her off. Determined, Charlotte breaks away and heads inside the hallway the child was taken through, even as her worried friend tries to pull her back. Venturing deeper, Charlotte hears faint noises echoing through the dim space. She follows the sound and discovers a man singing softly, almost tauntingly. Nearby, she spots a terrified boy. Charlotte manages to lift him up in her arms, unaware that someone, or something, is creeping up behind her. As soon as she steps outside with the boy, a sharp pain cuts through her voice. She screams, drops him, and collapses. Charlotte has been stabbed repeatedly. The lights around her suddenly blaze to life as if a show is beginning, and her lifeless body is dragged away. Moments later, another animatronic returns her to the stage like a grotesque performance. 2 decades later, we shift to Vanessa Shelley, a young woman awakening to a call from Mike, who checks whether she'll still be joining him for dinner. After confirming, Mike says goodbye to his younger sister Abby, then heads off to paint with his friend Jeremiah. Meanwhile, on Abby's bus ride to school, she tells her classmates about the old legend of a teddy-masked serial killer who used to target kids. Her peers dismiss her, mocking her for believing such stories. But once at school, Abby finds comfort in her friend Christopher, who reassures her that he believes her, even if it makes him look strange. In class, the teacher announces an upcoming science fair and scolds the students who've been swept up in Freddy Fest rumors. He claims it's an insult to real robotics. Abby struggles with her project, something the teacher clearly disapproves of. Later that day, Abby returns home and finds Mike getting ready for his dinner date with Vanessa. She asks if she can sleep over at a friend's place, but Mike refuses. When he leaves, she settles in to watch a documentary. At the restaurant, Mike and Vanessa open up about their pasts, though Vanessa dodges his questions about her dreams, brushing them aside. When Mike returns home that night, he discovers Abby is gone. Panicked, he rushes to Freddy Fazbear's, where he finds her staring at the old animatronics. He apologizes for hiding the truth about her lost friends and comforts her, insisting they'll always remain in her heart. On their way out, he tries buying her a doll, but Abby instead picks up a dusty Foztalker off the floor. Moments after they leave, a group of teens enters the abandoned building to film an exploration video. A man named Michael appears, introducing himself as their guide. He walks them through the restaurant's history and the animatronics' many versions. While exploring deeper areas, Lisa wanders off toward a music box playing in a secluded room, only to be viciously attacked by a puppet. The others rush toward her screams, but they too are slaughtered. When Michael follows their trail, he finds Lisa reanimated, possessed by a sinister entity trapped within the puppets. Terrified and fascinated, he flees. As he escapes, he grins and welcomes the awakening presence. The next morning, Abby tries working on her science project again but can't focus. Mike watches her with concern. At the same time, Vanessa pushes herself at the gym, desperately trying to shake off the memories of the nightmares involving her father. Even after stepping outside for air, she can't escape them. Eventually, she attempts to confront him within her dream, but Afton twists the dreamscape, tormenting her. Overwhelmed, she shoots him in the dream and jolts awake. Meanwhile, Abby receives a message from her animatronic friend Chica, giving her the location of the original Freddy's building. Overjoyed, she sneaks out on her bike. When she arrives, Chica greets her warmly with a hug. The next day, Vanessa visits Mike and Abby's home but only finds Abby there. Abby excitedly explains that Chica and the other animatronics helped her finish her project at their old hideout. When Mike eventually arrives, Vanessa pulls him aside to warn him about what Abby told her. Mike refuses to believe it, insisting Abby is just hurting and he doesn't want her dragged back into painful memories. Vanessa gets offended when he says he's trying to fix both his family and her. The following morning, Mike drops Abby at the science competition. Meanwhile, Vanessa goes to investigate the original pizzeria. There, she discovers the spirit controlling the animatronics, Charlotte, the girl killed 20 years ago. Charlotte tells Vanessa she's removing the barrier that trapped the animatronics for decades. Suddenly, Lisa attacks Vanessa, and the scene shifts back to Abby's science fair. Abby attempts to present her project, but her professor snatches it and deliberately smashes it on the floor. Furious and humiliated, Abby storms out and rides straight to the old facility to tell Chica what happened. Chica offers to help repair her project, but only if Abby assists with entering a secret code to unlock the barrier holding them in place. Nearby, Charlotte holds Vanessa hostage, demanding the code. Vanessa is forced to reveal it to save Abby's life. Freed at last, the animatronics help Abby rebuild her project as promised. Elsewhere, Mike visits Charlotte's grieving father, who regrets never protecting his daughter. He explains that her death wasn't an accident. Mike realizes the murder happened at the same original pizzeria Abby visited. In fear, he calls the school only to learn Abby left long ago. As Mike rushes out, Charlotte's father gives him a music box he once made for his daughter. That night, Mike breaks into the facility searching for Abby and finds countless puppet forms inside. Lisa lurks nearby. Back at the competition, Abby presents her repaired device, but her professor disqualifies her, claiming she brought a stolen, masked scout. Chica reacts by confronting the professor in terrifying fashion, and his arrogance ultimately costs him his life. Mike eventually discovers Vanessa trapped inside a wardrobe and frees her. She tells him Abby is in danger. As they try to escape, Mike slips into a pool of water, but Vanessa rescues him. Mike chooses to stay behind to sever Charlotte's connection to the animatronics while Vanessa goes to save Abby. At the science fair, Abby wins an award, and Mike succeeds in disrupting Chica's connection, accidentally triggering prototype mode, awakening every animatronic. Vanessa is attacked on her way to help and crashes her car. She's assaulted but narrowly escapes. Meanwhile, one puppet targets a family that once ignored Charlotte's pleas for help. Vanessa crashes her car through the home, stopping it just in time. Mike is nearly killed but slips on an animatronic mask to hide. More puppets surround him. One puppet stalks another fleeing parent, but Mike finally manages to break Charlotte's connection entirely. Vanessa congratulates him, until Mike realizes one entity is still active and heading toward his home. At Mike's house, Chica tucks Abby into bed, but soon begins malfunctioning violently. A darker entity emerges and attacks Abby. Vanessa warns Mike that the signal has returned. The animatronics are active again. He races back to the facility, begging the animatronics for help. Vanessa's car fails, but Jeremiah arrives just in time to drive her the rest of the way. Inside, Vanessa finds Abby, now possessed by Charlotte. Charlotte attacks Vanessa until Mike arrives, using the music box to weaken her grip. Charlotte is forced out of Abby, but chaos breaks loose as the animatronics advance. Michael emerges from hiding and reveals his true identity, Vanessa's brother, determined to continue their father's legacy. He declares half the town will be dead by morning and orders the animatronics to crush Mike and Vanessa. Instead, the animatronics turn on each other. Chica is destroyed in the crossfire. Michael attempts to flee but Jeremiah knocks him out. As the creatures weaken, the trapped souls reveal they can finally pass on, but warn Mike that once they leave, their bodies will be empty shells. Mike pulls Abby away from Vanessa, telling her he can no longer trust her because of her secrets. As they leave, one lingering spirit slips into Vanessa's body. The film ends here. Thanks for watching and don't forget to like and subscribe for more recaps.